I'm saying is follow them.
You have no power when you play the victim, and you have to take responsibility for your choices. Black folks in the hood need to look at things from a more positive angle. Even if you don't have a father figure or good role models to look up to, just take a look at people from our culture who have succeeded in various walks of life. There are black doctors, nurses, pilots, accountants, bankers, and so on. This is America, a country where you can become anything you want if you put your mind to it. It's true the black community isn't where it wants to be yet, but no one can deny that black Americans have significantly moved up the food chain in terms of wealth. After all, how many black millionaires and billionaires do you know from the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s? Not much, I assume. Things have changed today. Entrepreneurship is another great way to create true wealth for yourself. Trust me when I say that having a victim mindset can limit your progress, just as it has limited progress in many of America's black communities. Now, one organization that is actively promoting the victim mindset in America is none other than Black Lives Matter.
But first, we want to give you a sense of what happened. We're going to begin tonight in Minneapolis. That's where the Black Lives Matter riots began almost 2 weeks ago. As the violence there raged, some Democratic leaders in Minneapolis came to a conclusion that didn't, on the surface anyway, make intuitive sense.
And no, I'm not saying black people don't need a voice to speak up for them. I'm just saying that it isn't everything that's the white man's fault. And not every bad thing that happens to a black person is as a result of government propaganda. As insensitive as this may sound, there are black folks who should be in prison for the violent crimes they committed, whether we admit it or not. In the case of Black Lives Matter, everything done to a black person by a white man is labeled as unfair and an injustice, but that should not always be the case. Members of the black community should learn how to look at things more rationally and call it what it is, not what their victim mindset says it is. By doing so, we can properly address the issues that are really affecting our communities, instead of pointing accusing fingers in every direction except ourselves. Fifth concern, modern rap music. Music will always be an effective tool for communication around the world. It can be used to teach kids the alphabet, it's used in advertising campaigns, and it helps us get into the right mood. However, music can also be used to send negative messages that can influence the thought processes of those who consume it. Now, according to Billboard, hip-hop is one of the most popular music genres in the world, and being that it's a genre that was created by black folks, it's no surprise that the largest consumers of hip-hop music are us. The problem with rap music nowadays is the negative messages it sends across to the youth, which in turn has now caused a major concern among the black community.
Okay. Okay, the video cut off. It froze. All right, so we're going to pick up where we left off. But I came back with a title that needed to be talked about as well. You know, I think I summed it up. And why school not free. You know, why reparation is being fought so hard not to be given to the black culture when we have seen through roots and history that we done studied over and over, to the point that the governor in Florida want slavery and everything that took place in that time wiped out the history books like it never existed. So when my grandkids get here, unless we tell them about slavery at home, you feel me, they won't know nothing about it because it's not going to be taught in school. Just like we really don't talk about the mass and the gross of inventors that are of African American descent, you know, if it's not taught to us if it's not taught at home, it's definitely not being taught at school. And I'm talking about my generation. You know, it's like you must go to a HBCU to really learn about yourself and the great things that we don't contribute to. Now we have social media. So I was just saying to my son today, I said, it's so much negativity of a black and brown person that's on the news. We don't see no great percentage, I ain't gonna say no, of people that's doing the right thing and achieving on a high level. We got to go to social media. Social media is showing somebody is putting the information out there that we're not all demented and troubled. We're not all like don't have a clue. My son graduated A&T, you know. Actually, he's my son older brother, but I claim him as my son as well. We don't do step son and daughter, stepsister. We don't do all that in my family. If you blood, you blood. If you family, you family. So my son graduated A&T a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. I never been to a HBCU college graduation, and it was beautiful. Like 2,500 black kids going up there getting their degrees, going on to upper echelon jobs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they show Howard University commencements and their graduation only if we have a big name that's there. Other than that, it's not mentioned, it's not televised. So the last three big people we had there were Biden, President Biden gave the commencements last year. Taraji P. Henson, who was given an honorary PhD or doctor degree. The Black Panther Chadwick Boseman. Anthony Anderson was in last year graduating class with his son when President Biden gave the commencement. So, I'm just saying, but because of them big names being there, that's the only reason why they televise it, or either you was able to listen to it on the radio. You know, we got Morgan State, we got Bowie State, uh, so why their commencements and graduation wasn't televised? We got PG Community, and granted, yeah, they have their community stations. I mean, but if you don't know the stations, then you can't see it. You know, they may or may not mention it on the radio that you listen to where they bumping vulgar music 24/7 into our kids' ear. I'm just saying, make it an even kill. So again, why we're not now? No, we are asking, we are fighting for reparation, and I think we getting close. But will we really get it? Because all we getting now is we'll think about it. And then President Biden just went on record when he got in office some time back. If I give the black culture reparation, I have to include the Indians, the Native Americans. I mean, why is that? Don't they have their reservations? Don't they have their casinos and not free money, but reparation money and checks that they're getting for whatever suffering that they went through? Like, why do the black culture is resisted so hard? Because they got to cut checks to a lot of people, but we sending millions to Ukraine. Billions. Like, come on, make it make sense. We have homeless people here in America. We letting people come from the border down south through Texas We housing Afghanistan immigrants up in New York. We finding money for them housing reward cards. So where all this money coming from that you can't start the reparation program for people of the descendants? Because money you done gave to the Jewish, Japan immigrants, these folks getting all kind of reparations. And when they come to the States to go to school, it's benefits set up for them that they qualify for, that give them a head start of owning a business. You know, taking that money to buy property and, you know, gaining wealth to send their kids to school and pay for school. So whatever it look like, you know, myself, let my kids go to school for free. That would be the reparation that I will vote for. You know what I'm saying? I heard some people say, well, let's give free health care so everybody can get adequate, you know, health care, dental, eyesight, you know, people walking around with, you know, bones that are broken and can't heal right because they don't have insurance or proper insurance. You know, first thing to ask you, do you have a PPO or MHO? What is it, HMO? Because if you got HMO, we don't take that. I'm like, okay, what are we paying for? Like, I mean, man, somebody help me understand. And all I keep getting when I have conversation is, well, that's the way it is. Why? Why is it the way it is? I'm just saying. Help me understand. Anybody see this video, type in, give me your thoughts. Let's build on this. Because it need to be talked about more. Reparation is, but why college not free? Like every other grade of school. All right, so let me call my son D, and then we're going to call Chris and get these young, one college graduate already and one that's in college currently. Let's just get their perspective on, you know, reparations and why they think college should. I mean, why college not free at the end of the day? What's your take on it? You know. Hello? Yeah, yeah. Did you want to finish up on what you was talking about? So I made this title, Why Reparation is Being Fought So Hard to Not Be Given to the Black Culture. So you can respond on both why college is not free and why reparation is being fought so hard not to be given to the Black culture. So give me your perspective on both of these issues.
Um, like I was saying, like college was never free for anybody, but it was way more cheaper for your average person to go through in the past. It's very predatory what they're doing to like fresh 18-year-olds to take out tens of thousands of loans for, and they have to pay that off for 10 to 15 years, more than that down the line. It's crazy. For reparations, feel like it's just usually like I guess reparations were given immediately or like very close to when like the events happened. Like when you see with the Jews, they got Israel in like less than a decade. The Japanese, they got reparations for World War II very quickly, made a whole industry out of with the gap with Japan now. Um, yeah, I feel like it's an excuse that people like to say slavery was 200 years ago or whatever, but it's not just slavery that currently affects us, or even back then it affected us. Now it's just on top of that, you got a whole other section of segregation, and then after that, you got discrimination, and then mass incarceration, a whole bunch of stuff to get down where we're at now. Yeah, they don't want to be in the playing field for a reason. So, yeah, that's my take on it.
Okay. I'm just saying that they have, the powers that be on record being quoted. Yeah, America hasn't been fair. Um, People was mistreated. You in agreement of it, and the criminal element of what was going on, what was inhumane about it, and so forth. So why is it overlooked and act like y'all need to just get over it? I will get over it if you didn't give nobody else no money or some kind of benefit, you know. And then I heard, a group of people talking saying, well, black folks ain't gonna do nothing right by the money. They gonna go buy jewelry and cars, and okay, if that's what I want to do with my money, then that's what it is. But I feel that'll be 30%. 70% gonna do the right thing and buy property, build a business, pay school loans off, put their kids through school. So don't sum everybody up in a pot of all they're gonna do is blow the money. So I really believe that's part of the reason why they don't want to give the money, because they think we just gonna fuck it off. That I really believe that, honestly. But let's pass that. Go ahead, call Chris, and let's get his take on it. I mean, make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. That's all. Chris.
Yeah, what's this, the panel?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So you on live as a college graduate? I wanna ask you. What's your experience has been? What have your experience been since you've been out of school, since you graduated, and how will it been, or how would it be different if college was free for you and you didn't owe no loans? But let me set it up for you. All I'm saying is we're considered city under siege in DC because of all the violence that's taking place. They making laws and legislations on how to curb the crime. So I'm talking to my colleagues at work, and you know, somebody said, these kids need to get out the street and go to school. And it just like I just became angry when he said that. I said, what you think people don't want to go to school? People don't want to get an education. People don't want to get ahead. People don't want to thrive. People don't want to have a good life. That's what you really think? I say, picture this. This is my idea of how to make things better. How about school be free from the gate? Follow what I'm saying. I guarantee we will have more people wanting to go to school to be successful if college was free. But here's the catch-22. If you graduate and when you graduate, if you did a 2-year program, you will have to pay $500 a month for 5 years to pour back into the institution that allowed you to go to school for free. You might have to pay for books, but you don't pay for school like you guys are doing now, having to take out all these loans and everything, because ain't nobody rich around here. You feel me?
Right.
Then, if you went for a 4-year program, you walk across that stage and you finish school, you got 6 months to find a job, just like 6 months to find a job and to start your payments when you owe money. Same thing. But this what would be different. It's $500 for a 10-year time frame if you went for 4 years like yourself. You will have to pay 10 years of $500 a month. And you will have a cutoff. You won't be dying in debt because you owe $100,000 or $200,000. My coworker son just went for a PhD program. He owes $200,000. He's going to be a biochemist or something. So he's going to be teaching somewhere. I don't know if he's going to die with that debt or not. That's a lot of money to be on. And they not rich. So all I'm saying is, should nobody have to die with debt for school? So therefore, $500 a month for 10 years if you did a 4-year program, 5 years if you got a 2-year program. And you will sign documents saying you're going to pay this money back into that school that allow you to go to school for free. So they can keep the lights and the water running, because I proposed the question why college is not free when you can go to grade school, middle school, and high school for free. The most important education would be college. So why is there a fee attached to it? And why so much? If you really worried about society and society thriving, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So therefore, this just my ideas of thinking of how can we curb this. You will have more success stories of people wanting to go to school because it's free from the gate. And you pay something on the back end when you finish. Because people, let me close it like this. People initially that's from ghetto areas and poverty situations, they analyze and look at going to college is a setup, meaning I'm already at a disadvantage. So when I take these loans, I'm not guaranteed to get a job. that's going to help me pay these loans back. So therefore, once I come out, 9 times out of 10, let's say at 70%, I'm going to take a job that's not in my field. And now I'm still dealing with the disadvantaged positions that I come from. Now I done made this debt that's added to my issues. So that's why a lot of people opt not to go to school. Because they feel it's a setup. I'm putting myself deeper into the hole. So what is your take on that?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna touch on when you said that, elementary, middle school, and high school is free. Well, it's free from my understanding. It's free for the kids, but aren't the parents paying? Isn't the tax dollars going into school? So technically, somebody paying for it.
Okay.
And for the college part, there's loopholes sticking around that. So for me, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have applied for more scholarships, or if I wasn't, the smartest kid in the class, go to community college, because that's what my buddy did. My buddy did. He was pretty smart, but his parents didn't want to pay for college because they got too many kids.
Right.
They got the money, but they didn't want to put themselves in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent him to PG. I'm sorry, not PG, CSM, which is pretty much like PG, but down here. And he did 2 years there. And since he had, excellent grades at, community college, he graduated with his associates. And then he decided to go to the University of Maryland to do something with cybersecurity or whatever.
Okay.
Something similar along the line with IT. And then that was all paid for from University of Maryland because he got a scholarship.
Okay.
Through him having good grades. And then once he graduated from University of Maryland, they paid for his own master program. So there's ways that you can finesse the system, and that might be the long way, but at the end you don't have any debt. But along the lines of making school free, I mean, of course it'd be a great thing, but I don't think that the higher powers in this country want a lot of educated people. Because if you have a lot of educated people, then you won't be able to run people. So you run the less fortunate that don't have the education, which is sadly our race. So when you see kids in DC running around, stealing cars and all that, they're not educated. They don't understand the repercussions behind it because that's all that they see.
Right.
Now, if you get a couple people that make it out to football player, basketball player, that's all they think they can make. That's the only way that they think they can make it out, of my understanding. But doing school takes so much more longer than doing sports. But also, kids don't understand that you got to do that school along with sports. That's the thing that nobody really talks about.
That's why it's called student athlete.
Right.
You just not going to play ball. I don't know why, people not stressing that. You do have to go to class. You do have to get substantial grades. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the thing, then, everybody just go pro.
Exactly.
But that's also something to look at as well, because if these athletes are good enough to go and get scholarships to go to school, why they can't just go pro? Because these college programs want to make money off these kids. But now you can pay the college players now. Did you see Caitlin Clark with Reggie Miller on the State Farm commercial? What's the girl, Angela Reese? She's $3 million rich since she won that championship last year. So she ain't even gotta go to the WNBA. And then say like if she go and wash out, she good. If she manage her money right, she getting endorsements. So Now we're turning the curve that now the college athletes are getting paid now. So now everybody want to go to college now. You know, like think about how much money Allen Iverson would have made if he had stayed at school.
Jordan, Kareem, all of them.
Everybody.
All of them.
So I said in my last video that I watched a documentary or it was a movie, and they were talking and discussing, is it feasible for everybody to be educated and doing well? And this old white man said, no. Who's going to serve me my coffee?
That's right.
Who's going to wash my cars? Who's going to clean my house? My houses. So it's a separation mechanism.
Right.
It's a weed out process. Because if you really wanted to help society, I just feel like, you know, you will make it feasible for these goals to be, you know, easier to touch. Far as not easy, like give it to them, but it be more manageable. So you made a good point. You said the taxpayer pays for school, for elementary, grade school, high school. So wouldn't that same thing applies for our college kids going to school for us to help them? And then again, once they graduate, they can pour money back into the school by $500 a month for that time frame. You already paying the money, so why not for college?
That's a tough point. But like you just said, with that movie that you watched.
Yeah.
Like he is right. Literally, that is how America was built. Believe it or not, that is the power structure.
Oh, we know. But the question is, why I gotta keep being like that? If you want to curb crime and violence, because now it's reaching downtown where Congress staff or Senator Stafford got murdered, got shot and carjacked right there by the convention center.
I don't think they want to. I think they're just trying to put on the facade that they want to fix this, but they don't want to. So for example, so we know in this area, it's a pretty wealthy black community area, and in the 80s, DC was majority, you know, it was Chocolate City.
Right.
Let's be fair. Now, where do you think all those kids that grew up in the 80s and 90s are now? They out here. And where all the white people were in the 80s, it was out here. So they're just reversing the system. But it's always been like that. They want all the white people to be in the city.
Look, I don't want no ethnic group to be without. I want everybody to achieve the American dream. And that's to be well off. That's to be able to send their kids to school. That means to be able to go in the grocery store and buy healthy foods, you know, to eat, have a roof, have heat, have water, all the necessities. So I'm not trying to exclude nobody. So I don't want this video to get misconstrued. But it is Black History Month, and we're coming down on the last week of it. So instead of us keep going over the same narrative about Dr. King, the civil rights movement, or what was then, let's talk about going forward. How to better these conditions, how to curb this crime that we're facing every day. Because when you say, as long as it's not me, it's going to become you. It's going to become your mom at the pump trying to get gas and somebody knock her in the head and take her car. And she died from the blow. So we can't just say, well, as long as it's not me. You know what I'm saying? We can't just turn our head and just keep saying, as long as it's not my family, I'm okay. Because soon it will be one of your family members, if not you. So that's all I'm talking about. So what's your take on reparation? Or do you have an opinion on that?
See, that's a great question. but this, and I don't want to be negative for a positive question, but it's like, if that would be, if I lost a family member to, this same violence, I don't know where to start. I mean, you can preach gun violence and, carjackings and all that, but like, it takes more than one person, or it takes more than the family, it takes more than the community. It literally takes the entire country to make something move.
Okay.
Just like the George Floyd thing.
Right.
And that was a lot. That was a lot.
Right.
But then it wasn't enough. Because then you found out, I don't want to be wrong, but Black Lives Matter movement, whoever was a part of that in Minnesota, started messing with the money, started taking money.
Right.
People's donations. See, the thing is, I won't say you will never get away from that, but in this point in age, everybody's money hungry. Because everybody got to eat.
Right. Right.
Everybody needs a place to live, everybody needs to sleep, or have clothes in their back. So it's like, it takes a lot more than just something bad happening. Like, cause it's been like this for so many years, well before we were even thought about.
Right.
It's always been like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I genuinely don't have the answer.
Okay, and that's fair. You a young man, you ain't really lived life yet, to really weigh in on this situation, because you just starting out in life. So I respect just what you just said. You just telling the truth. I don't know, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope at some point, man, that it's figured out, because we suffered on a high level, inhumane level. You know, I mean, I used to cry watching Roots every year. My grandmother used to make us watch Roots. Oh my God. We sit there bawling and crying. I don't want to watch this. My grandmother like, you gonna watch it because you gonna know what our people been through.
That's not even half of it.
Not even half of it, which they showed you on TV. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like the intent was to get you motivated to want to do better, to be better. But I just think soon as we get focused, it's something to distract us, or something happens that just gets you in a frame of mind. I don't care no more. For instance, people can't pass the SAT. You know what I'm saying? So that curve you from going to school. You know what I'm saying? But they get all good grades in high school. You on Dean's List and honor roll, but you fall short on the SAT. So now you don't get that scholarship. You know what I'm saying? Or you go to school on a scholarship. Say like you're an athlete and you get hurt, so you can't play. So if you don't heal in a time frame, you get cut from the team. And guess what? There goes your scholarship, because you were there to play and produce. So, so it's just too much to discourage you when you focus And it's not enough to keep you encouraged. That's what I see over the years. You know what I'm saying? So again, you gotta be the exception of the rule to make it out here. You gotta be willing to work long hours, long days. Uh you gotta be in a headspace of I'ma get out of life what life's supposed to give me, no matter what, by doing the right thing. And what I'm saying is, you got people working 2, 3 jobs, and they refuse to be a victim of how things are set up. They're not going to just accept going to work and coming home and still can't meet ends or make ends meet. So they assess, okay, I'm falling short. I got to go do something else. I'm going to go get another job. Then I might have to go get another job, whatever it takes. And I'm talking about myself when I say that. I'm in that mindset. I got a go hard attitude. You know, I just refuse to be a victim of what people saying that I can't do. I'm going to figure it out. Like my grandmother used to say, you can read, you can write, you can comprehend, figure it out. Figure it out. You know, and that don't mean going, a negative way about things, but figure it out. You might have to do things that's uncomfortable. I would love to go to work and work 8 hours and come home and enjoy the rest of my day, but that's not my reality. I put in 12-hour days on a regular, but I refuse to not have a life. I refuse to not have a lifestyle. So I figured it out. I done made something that's challenging, comfortable, and feasible, but it come at a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know how I done did it thus far as I look back. Trying to take care of my mother when she was here, my father when he got sick. I'm trying to be married, to raise my kids, which is you guys. You know, being a husband to 2 women, being married twice, being an uncle, a great uncle, being a big brother, an older brother. I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I did it, bro. But I know God giving me the strength. Because I ain't doing it by myself, by far. So when people be talking about they don't believe in God, I be like, man, I don't want to hear all that, bro. I should have been dead about 5 times in my lifetime, and God spared me. I've been shot at, almost been in a head-on collision. I heard voices that told me, wake up. So, I fell asleep behind the wheel.
Yeah, I remember that story.
Yeah. And I wasn't drunk. I was tired, you know. So, ain't nobody gonna tell me it ain't no God, because I don't know how I made it from then to now, of all the adversity that the family done went through. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I just know I'm built different. And those like me, we on another level of survival. From the gate, I've been in survival mode. I don't care about nobody title. I don't care about nobody profile. I get up for the paycheck every day and what that paycheck gonna do for me and my family. That's the bottom line. That's my bottom line. My success might not be somebody else's success. From where I come from, my success is my bills paid. I got a roof, and I got food in the refrigerator.
You made it out.
The basics. Anything else, I don't care nothing about it. Straight up. Because I embarked on a journey to have that big time job, wearing my suit and tie, being in having an office to go to, carrying the briefcase, and that ain't how it worked out. That ain't my reality. So if I can't have both, which is the prestige and the money, then I gotta choose the money, whatever that look like. You know. So if I can't be white collar and get the money, then I gotta be blue collar and get the money, whatever that look like.
Right.
You know, blue collar is folks that wear uniforms.
Oh, well, I guess that's me. Oh wait, no, it's not me. That's you.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
White collar, I guess.
When you wear your own clothes to work and you don't have to wear a name tag on your uniform, you're white collar. If you wearing a uniform with a name tag on, you're a blue collar worker. That's how that goes. That's what that means. So wherever the money on each side of the fence, however it's presented, you gotta go get it. Because we live in a world of the have and the have-nots. The lazy people and the go hard grinders. Your money is going to reflect how motivated you are to get up and go get your money. And are you going to maximize it? You know, I really don't enjoy my weekends because I'm on the grind. But I see the fruits of my labor, of my hard work. You know, being able to take, you know, family vacations and whatnot. Making sure, you know, I can take my family to a good dinner, a movie, you know, just the basics, you know. But if I didn't have that grind in me, bro, you know, the family wouldn't enjoy what I sacrificed for us to do. You know, you say what?
I said you would be stuck.
Right, right. So,
which is what most of us are. Well, not completely stuck.
So,
no nothing.
Exactly, bro. You know, so it's like, you know, I just hope when people see this video, they weigh in on it, give their response. And I ain't worrying about no views and numbers. I'm trying to send a message from my perspective as we close Black History out. One thing about the video is never going nowhere. You can always see it. So I believe it will do well, maybe down the line, maybe, you know, 6 months from now. When I look at the numbers of this video, it'll be substantial. But I ain't tripping. I feel like the people that's successful, you know, with successful podcasts, they controversial. They messy. They again controversial. You know, I ain't doing the Tasha K. That ain't what I'm here for. I'm trying to uplift. I'm trying to be positive, and you know, I just feel like I'm too old for all that. Maybe if I was y'all age, I'll indulge in the smut throwing.
It depends on the type of person you are.
Look, that's what I'm saying. You know, I don't think I would do it then. You know, I have more fun that you know, it wouldn't be a main catalyst, but you know, I probably indulge a little bit at a time. But I just refuse to do it at my mature age. You know, I'm like, I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to uplift, and I'm actually fulfilling the dream because when I did go to college, UDC, my major was mass media. You know, in you guys day and time of now, they call it media arts. You know, so I went to school to produce movies and script writing. That was my goal, but I didn't stay long enough to get to that part of it because my grandmother died and I left school because I had to get a job and help my mother. You feel me? So for streaming and podcasting to come into fruition, it kind of brought me full circle because if I didn't get to Hollywood, which I didn't do, my plan B was to get a job at, a news station, being a cameraman. So with podcasting and streaming, with your own channel, you could do everything. You the star, the producer, the writer, you the comedian, you the singer, you the rapper, you the musician. You are your own entity. Or you could be a dialogue connoisseur, and have conversation on important issues like we're having now. And at this point in my life, this is what I do best. I love running my mouth and speaking on good conversation, important conversation. I used to get in trouble for talking in school. I was one of them kids that I would finish my work quick. And then I'd be turning around. You still doing that? That stuff easy, Yeah. You say what?
I said, yeah, man, you should have did your work.
Yeah.
I was a quiet one.
No, I did my work, but I was the one turning around like, why everybody else not finished when I'm finished? So I was disrupting the class. That's what I'm saying. Because I was talking to you. I was talking too much. So I got in trouble for that. My mother got called very often, you know, like David, is disturbing the class. And my mother was like, well, why is he disturbing the class? What's going on? Say, well, he finished his work, and, and he's bored. I guess they figured I was bored because I couldn't sit still and, so, uh, 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 I'm just like, I was just full of energy at the end of the day. That's what it was. I wasn't AD, what is it, ADAD, whatever that was. Yeah, I wasn't none of that. I ain't need no Ritalin and all that. I just needed to keep being occupied. So once that was discovered, so I got extra work to do at the end of the day, where I wouldn't finish so quick. And, it was a timeline that I finished, and it gave everybody else the time to finish or whatever. So, I guess I was an intelligent kid early on, and, till this day, I have a level of intelligence, that I don't get to utilize because of lifing and pulling you in different directions. I don't get to display these expertise or whatever. But you know, but that's no excuse to just lay down and fall by the wayside. Cause I'm not where I think I should be, and you just take life as it come and try your best to better your situation. You feel me? Yeah, but I want to close this by saying I'm proud of you, especially because you had a tough time early on in school and you figured it out and you walk across that stage, man. I just want to let you know I was so proud. I know your dad was proud. We as a family was proud. And I want to encourage D that we're waiting on him to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, yeah. So don't never take nothing lightly that you do that is a good thing or a great thing. We got that on video, and I share that video on a regular of you getting your diploma. It ain't the real diploma, but uh, 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 they just give you a paper and then they mail you your diploma, right?
Yeah, I got two of them.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? But that's just an iconic moment for our family. And because you're one of the few that walked that stage. My cousin, my aunt daughter in Texas, she went to Alabama State, I think, and got a master's in finance, recently. And so we proud of y'all, man, that started your journey and been able to complete it. Especially those of us that fell short, because who we had backing us died off. We had to go to work, or you know, it just couldn't get done. You know what I'm saying? I expressed the D once he get situated, when he get his job and graduate, and once he for real start seeing some money, and once I see his independence, I'm gonna try to pick up where I left off at. You know what I'm saying? And try to at least get a AA. If not the BS. Cause you know, University of Maryland graduate. What is that? What is UMUD?
University College.
Yeah. Where whatever you do for a living, they credit your years, and then they'll estimate how many hours of credit that you need. So I'm probably shit. What is it to get a BS degree? Like 60 credits?
No, it's 120.
120. All right, I probably need 60 credits. For my years that I done put in. As my occupation as it goes, and the occupations that I done had over the years, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I look forward to that. So I can join you guys hanging my document on the wall, like Michelle and Whitney. And then you and D, I can join the club. You feel me?
Yeah, man, the club is fun.
Of course it is. Once you done got it, and reaping the benefits from it. Even though, shit, I'm looking at retirement. It's just going to be for self accomplishment at that point.
Just for fun.
Yeah, pretty much. I completed what I started, even though it took 30, 40 years later. I'm motivated to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's never too late. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what last remarks y'all want to make on this subject in closing?
Wait, I'm sorry.
I said, what would be the last remarks you want to make on closing of this video on this subject?
Honestly, I say school isn't for everybody. There's always avenues for people to make money, or different anybody. There's ways. You just gotta be patient, honestly, because I mean, I'm one of the less or lucky few to be able to get a job right out of college, or within 2-3 months.
Okay.
And then find another better job.
Right.
After that job.
Right.
So I mean, I'm a rare testament. So for me, it's just patience and keep applying.
Okay.
Even if you deny, keep applying.
Okay.
Honestly, I never gave up.
I like that. D?
That's the most important thing, honestly.
Okay. D.
Everybody has a role to play in this world. Do what you're doing, otherwise try to think it's going to be different. There's got to be winners and losers. There's always a power hierarchy. Somebody has to cut the grass. Somebody has to clean the toilets. Somebody has to order them to clean toilets and cut grass. And people have to order them. It's always going to be down there.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you're saying ultimately just make the best of wherever you at and just strive to do better and be better. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, if you want that for yourself.
Okay. All right.
We into a position.
Okay. 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 All right. Be the best you are and where you at until you can do better. You know what I'm saying? And strive for better. That'll be my closing. And so I'll let y'all go, man. Thanks for joining me and making this a good video. I'm gonna send it to you individually so y'all can play it back and listen to it. And thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Of course, no problem.
All right, peace.
All
right. All right. There you have it. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Give me your feedback, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. All right, peace.